using forms can be done for registrations, and in fact they are made explicitly for registrations. And let's take a look at how that looks. Let's imagine we have a local park outreach and we want people to register for it. So let's look at the link and we visit as before, and we'll call it local park outreach registration. And we'll use multiple pages on the form, and we scroll down to the outreaches, find local park outreach, and we'll click OK. Going into the form. Now this is a little different because we included multiple pages. So the first page we're going to have contact information, and then the second page will be address info. So we click on the first tab here, and we can rename this contact info. And we'll add a second page, address info. And then let's click back to that tab here. And so anything that's not contact info, we will go ahead and remove from the form. So we can then put it onto the second tab. Now you can see anything I delete ends up back here on a palette. And then we will remove zip code. We'll do the same thing and use the first name for search and the last name for search. An email, we'll go ahead and restrict it to an actual email address, and we will make it required. And phone number, we'll restrict to a phone number. And same thing with home phone number. Now we go to the next tab, and we will drag in address, city. Let's do that again. City, state, and zip. And then for this one, we will give a heading in here that says address info. And then back at contact info, we'll drag in a heading for contact info. And we'll put in a little bit of paragraph text here to say, please fill out this form completely. So far so good. We can, by the way, move the palette. And then we can add another page. Form complete. And this one, we're going to put a subheading that says thank you for registering And we'll put a little paragraph text here. And we'll say, click the submit button to complete your registration. All right. And one other thing, you can close the palette, and then this button over here will show up here to allow you to open it. So we have constructed a form that is multi-page. Now let's take a look at it. And we'll click on the share form and visit. And you can see the information's here already. Contact info, address info, form complete. One thing you can see is that when we have email or phone number validation, if it is required, it will say this input must have a value. And if I put something in here which is not an email, it will then say that it must match an email form. Phone numbers are not required, but if the input on a phone number is not matching a phone number, then we'll likewise tell you need to match that. So I'll make John Jones. By the way, you can see how we already have the name search in there. All right, and phone number 234-567-8901. Another phone number 321-543-7654. And we can go to the next. Oh, by the way, on these forms, you can make them into a kiosk. So if you want to post a tablet, for example, on a stand out for people to register, you can make it full screen. Also on a tablet, swiping to the right or to the left moves you between the tabs. And we'll move from here because we don't need to put in the address info. And then it says complete by clicking the submit button. And we'll click submit. You've now been registered. Thank you. And we're back to the original. Let's take a look again at an Ahmed. And we'll do Ahmed Angelek and also register Ahmed Angelek. Now let's go back to this local park outreach. And you can see that Ahmed Angelek is there and John Jones is also there. So using the forms is very easy. And hopefully this will allow you to post forms and sign-up sheets for people for various events, outreaches, various church activities, and allow people to enter in their own information. You can also post these forms to the web. And one of the wonderful capabilities that we have here on these forms is that this QR code can actually be copied to the clipboard, and you can actually paste that into a Word document. So if you have an actual sheet that people can look at, a handout or something maybe you post up there, they can actually use their own phones to scan the QR code that is there and then be able to fill out the form.